Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing another first impressions video of Sammy Jukes' Twin Lakes. I do like detective games, point and click, etc., but they're not typically character driven. However, this game has multiple endings and is branded as a Choices Matter game, so that was very intriguing to me. So we are going to see how this game stacks up.
What the hell are you doing, Jukes?
I'm on my lunch break, Chief.
Forget about that. We just got a big case. It's from way up high. You know that big oil pipeline they've been building over at the Rocky Mountains?
I don't follow the news that much.
Well, you better start. One of the protesters from some small town along the construction route went missing, and this media circus started creating all kinds of theories. My phone hasn't stopped ringing since this thing went public. Senators from both parties, lobbyists, CEOs, you name it. Everybody's on the edge. I told them I'd put my best man on the job.
I really appreciate your trust on this, Chief. I won't let you down.
Don't try your tight five on me, Jukes. All the best detectives are assigned to important cases. You're all I have left. You have about 50% clearance rate. You've never showed any initiative, but never broke any rules either. In fact, you might be the most average detective this office has ever seen.
You might be the most average detective.
Or give you a medal.
Thanks, Chief. I'll get on that as soon as I finish my lunch.
Lunch is for case closers, Jukes. Get your ass to Twin Lakes. Now!
Lunch is for case closers. Okay, so this is our menu. What can you tell me? Let's start at the beginning. What can you tell me about the case?
What can you tell me about the case?
Like I told you, a protester went missing. It happened just as the construction reached her town, so it raised a lot of eyebrows. Locals will fill you in on the details.
Who's the missing?
Who is the missing person?
Some woman named Tammy Taylor. Looks like she was leading a protest group against the oil company. They were popular on the social media. Now we have some hashtag detectives trying to solve what happened to her without leaving their homes.
Some hashtag detectives. Oh, I love that.
What can you tell me about the town?
It's just some one-horse town in the middle of nowhere. This is probably the only excitement they had in years.
Senators, huh? What makes this case so high profile?
Now, some people speculate that the oil company might have played a part in the disappearance. These are just rumors. Don't go around making wild accusations while you're there. Anyway, the investors call in on the campaign donations. Then the politicians call me. You know how it works.
Looks like our guy has a bit of an ego. You don't really mean the average stuff, do you? I'm a pretty good detective. I never heard back on that Miami office transfer request, or okay, I'm ready to head out. So, in a real Choices Matters game, depending on what you pick, you may lose access to other options, right? So like I played Baldur's Gate 3 last year, and you know, sometimes you don't want to click everything. So we're going to go with Miami first and see if we can still ask him about the average stuff.
I never heard back on that Miami office transfer request.
If you don't solve this thing, there's a special post waiting for you at the Alaskan Records office.
Nope. Didn't lose access.
You don't really mean that average stuff, do you? I'm a pretty good detective.
Let it go, Jukes. Now is your chance to prove me wrong.
Alright. So we clicked all the choices. I don't love all the exposition right at the beginning, but it did set the scene. We're an average detective, we're starting in the middle, and theoretically, based on how we do, we'll get a reputation as either being a great detective or being not so great, below average. Twin Lakes. So lots of exposition so far. They gave us an idea for who we're supposed to be. I like the premise. the oil company and the protester, that kind of thing.
Can I help you with something?
I'm Detective Sammy Jukes. I've been assigned here to solve a missing person case.
Ah, God damn it. Those media assholes. I appreciate you coming all this way and all, but I assure you everything is under control. You can just go back to the city. We got this.
I'm sure you do, but since I'm already here, I might as well take a look around, if you don't mind.
Do what you like. Talk to Deputy Jones if you need anything. I'll be in my office.
What a warm welcome.
Welcome to Twin Lakes, Detective. I'm Deputy Ethan Jones. How can I help you today?
Well, you can start by filling me in on the case.
We don't have a lot of details. Tammy Taylor, a local woman, was reported missing by her mother 2 days ago. Sheriff thinks she's just doing this to cause drama.
Why?
Well, you see, they've been building this oil pipeline in town. Some of the locals organized a protest group. They've been causing trouble ever since.
Did you speak to the family and friends?
The sheriff said we didn't need to. He says she'll run back home when she's finally bored. If you want to talk to them, you can find the father, Rick, at the gas station. Her mother, Karen, is probably at the community center. She's been holding a vigil for her daughter. You can also try to speak to the protesters. They turned an old trailer over by the old mill road into an office.
Thanks. I'll do that.
Good luck, Detective. I'm sure the sheriff's right and there's nothing to solve, but if you need a search warrant, come see me. I'll call the judge and sort that out for you.
Right. Search warrant. I'll come see you.
Good hunting.
Right. Search warrants, like he's never heard of them before. Welcome to Twin Lakes, Detective Jukes. This is a game that rewards exploration. Make sure to search through all areas you get access to. You must do everything within the law. To enter residences, you must either get permission or obtain a warrant from the deputy. Objects can only be interacted with when you have a reason to do so. This game doesn't have an autosave feature. Remember to save often. If you ever get stuck, you can ask the dog for hints. Good luck. Oh my god, there's a dog. Gotta find it. Gotta find it. Always make friends with the dog. So I'm not always a fan of first person. So I'm pressing my W and S keys to move forward and back. And then my camera is my mouse. So I'm not always a huge fan of first person. Oh, there's the puppy dog. But that's usually because they move too fast and I get motion sick after too much time. So I would love a way in the options to sort of slow down the camera rotation. If I move my mouse slowly, I can, keep that under control, but it's really hard to do that. Let's go pet. Can we pet the puppy dog? I wish that I could slow down this. Let's see. How do I get to my menu? Let's just try the normal buttons. Escape. Yep, right there. Save, load, settings. Let's go to our settings. So I turned down my field of view and I turned down my motion blur, and let's see if that helps a little bit. I like that they have these options because some people are like me. They get, motion sick with the first person sometimes. But they've got all these other qualities, right? Shadows, textures, all these things you can change. They've got audio, input, gameplay. Let's save. New save. That way we don't have to go through that again. So that's a little bit smoother already. So that's good. Here, puppy dog. Follow, return to station, talk, praise, talk.
What do you think, boy?
I can get general hints about the case and about locations. So I like that they have the little helper right here by the sheriff's office. And I love that it's a little dog. Look at him, he's so cute. All right. Well, we already talked to the people in there. But I do want to see if the sheriff's in there because the guy at the front desk said the sheriff didn't think this needed to be investigated. And I want to know why.
The sheriff says I can take his job when he retires.
Well, that's sweet. Join the sheriff's office. We fire shotguns all the time. You know what? Maybe I would have joined the sheriff's office if they had said that. What's over here? Staff only. Grand opening, town hall. I thought I just saw something pop up. Water closet. Staff only. What is this? Press E to interact. Evidence
This
locker.
keypad needs a jolt of power.
The sheriff's office. There's no power to the evidence locker keypad. Staff only. What's this?
This is a private area.
Duh. Okay, so the things that you can interact with glow. It's good to know, good to know. That must be our missing girl. Tammy Taylor, 28 years old, 5'4". Let's see, can we go in the sheriff's office? Yep.
I wasn't sleeping.
Sure you weren't, Sheriff.
I have more questions.
Welcome back, Detective.
I don't
I
really
hope
like
you
how
won't
the
be
music
here
just
too long.
stops.
We wouldn't want those city boys missing you.
Let's see. Could you tell me your name? What can you tell me about yourself? What can you tell me about the town? Tammy, have you seen anything unusual? Who would know more? What do you suspect happened? Let's go with
What
that.
do you suspect happened to Tammy?
I'm not going to lie, Jules. It does seem suspicious that her trailer burned down the same day she went missing.
Did you investigate that?
I'm sure it's not related. Fires happen all the time for no reason.
Sheriff, it doesn't seem like you've done much to find this girl.
We have a way of doing things round here. And things take however long they're gonna take.
Or not doing things, it sounds like. Let's go with
Do
the house.
you know anything about Tammy's house burning down?
We don't have an official fire department. Unfortunately, not a lot of people volunteer for it these days. I would do it if it weren't for my bad back.
Did you inspect the ruins?
Sure did. Not a sign of a person. Case closed.
What caused the fire?
The flames?
Oh my god. How incompetent.
Who would know more about Tammy?
Her parents. I would talk to her father in the gas station. Ugh, not her mom so much. She just has a way of making you feel so small over nothing. I don't like talking to her.
So small over nothing. You mean like her daughter disappearing?
What can you tell me about Tammy Taylor, the missing woman?
She was with them don't buy oil kids. I had a file on them. I can't seem to find it. I'm sure she's a fine young lady who will turn up safe and sound in no time.
He is so incompetent.
What can you tell me about the No More Oil group?
Bunch of busybodies fighting over some trees. Like we're ever gonna run out of those.
Have you seen or heard anything unusual lately that might be
So if
related
you
to
click
Tammy's
your mouse
disappearance?
button, it'll skip through
Hell
the
no.
dialogue, which is good
It's
if
the
you
same as ever. Now don't go
accidentally
stirring
click
up
something.
trouble, you hear?
What can you tell me about Twin Lakes?
Just about the safest town in the state. Maybe the whole damn country. And I aim to keep it that way.
What can you tell me about yourself?
I've been the sheriff of this town ever since I was old enough to take over for my daddy. You could say I'm a prodigy in law enforcement.
Sure, some could say that.
Could you tell me your name and address?
You ain't gonna start interrogating my ass, are you?
I'm just trying to get a sense of the townspeople.
Sheriff Gary Cooper. I know. I've heard all them jokes, so don't start. I live at the yellow house at the back of the station.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Alright. I don't want to talk to this guy again just yet. I don't
Our
need
town
this.
has seen better days.
Oh my gosh. I really wish I could slow down this first personness. Gas station. Oh look, at our mini map, it tells us there's the church, cemetery, community center, bank, post office. Let's go to the community center. Isn't that where her mom is? Let's go there first. Alright, let's see.
What if it's too late?
Shiz, nobody else is here. Nobody else seems to care. Ooh, can I interact with that?
I can put out fires with this.
Okay, we are dumb. I can put out fires with this. Well, I guess that's good if you as a player don't know what a fire extinguisher is for. I like how I just took it because, you know, maybe the community center won't need it.
Hi, I'm Detective Sammy Jukes. I'd like to ask you a few questions about Tammy Taylor's disappearance.
Finally. What took you so long? Do you have any idea how long we have been waiting? She could be dead now because of you.
Oh, well, thanks for the blame.
Could you tell me your name and address?
Yes, I'm Karen Taylor, Tammy's mother. We have a house at the end of Williams Road.
What can you tell me about yourself?
I have been calling your office since Tammy's house was on fire. My baby's house burned down, and she is nowhere to be found. Nobody is even investigating. I asked for the best detectives. Are you the best they had? Are you one of those genius detectives?
Ma'am, I'm sorry to say, I'm not some magical detective that's gonna smoke a pipe and look at some fabric to find out who the killer is. However, I promise you, I will do anything in my power to find your daughter.
That's good. At least somebody cares.
What can you tell me about Twin Lakes?
It's just another unremarkable small town that nobody cares about.
What can you tell me about Tammy Taylor, the missing woman?
She's been very busy ever since she moved back into town. Her old stuff is in our house if you need to take a look.
Yes, that could help. What was she busy with?
For one thing, she is an activist working with the anti-oil group. That caused a lot of friction with the oil people. She would sometimes go camping by herself. I don't think that's it this time. She always told me before going, this is something different.
Have you seen or heard anything unusual lately that might be related to Tammy's disappearance?
Nobody seems to care. The sheriff won't move his butt to do anything. That deputy is as useless as a hat on a moose. Nobody is looking for my baby.
I am.
They said her phone was at home while it burned, yet she wasn't there. Who would leave their phone at home in this day and age?
That is suspicious.
Hey, I leave my phone at home sometimes. On purpose.
Who would know more about Tammy?
She was always very popular. You can talk to her high school friends, Aiden and Samantha. Then there's all the no more oil people.
What do you suspect happened to Tammy?
If I did, I would do something about it.
That answer doesn't make any sense.
What can you tell me about the No More Oil group?
They are Tammy's little group. Patty's boy, Greg, and that orange boy are with her. Also, some other people I never met.
That orange boy? What does that mean?
Do you know anything about Tammy's house burning down?
There is no real fire station in town. Some of the men gather in the volunteers department. They could barely put out the fire. Nobody knows how it started. Only thing we know is she wasn't inside, thank the Lord.
All right. Well, I stole a fire hydrant from the community center. I have permission to do their house. And yeah, so this is Main Street. Let's see. I don't want to go there. Mechanics for sale. Foreclosure.
The shop is closed.
Duh. Alright, I guess I need a search warrant, right? I'm not a vigilante here. Let's just go out to the back, see if we see anything. Foreclosures, always suspicious. Right? I don't know, maybe that's just me. Who are you? Oh yeah, this is the mechanic place.
Hey there, fella.
You talking to me? You want to talk to me? I don't want to talk to you. This is a first look at the game. I want to go check out the mom's house that she gave me permission to look through. Or I want to find Tammy's burnt down house. So, oh, this is the fire department. Right? Forest can burn for no reason. Alright. Twin Lakes Volunteer Fire Department.
Whoa! Fire!
Oh, well, it's a good thing I stole a thing from the fire extinguisher, yep. It was just the doorway. Just the doorway was on fire. I used my fire extinguisher. Does that mean I don't have it anymore? How do I get to my inventory? How do I do that? Okay. So my first impression of that is, since the doorway just had a fire, is that you might as well have just locked the door. A locked door and a fire would be the same. Finding a key and a fire extinguisher. So that didn't really seem to serve a special purpose. I would expect a little bit more sense of urgency. However, maybe if I hadn't found the fire extinguisher, this would have been on fire. And if I didn't come back in time, maybe this room would burn down and I wouldn't be able to get to this piece of evidence or something. What is this? An axe.
I can break wood panels with this.
I can break wood panels with this. So maybe, since this is a choices matter game, if I had not had the fire extinguisher and I would have come here, and in a certain amount of time or in a certain amount of dialogue options, whatever, if I didn't put the fire out, I wouldn't have been able to get that axe, and then I wouldn't have been able to do something with it. That is my assumption, because otherwise you might as well have just put a locked door here, and I would have had to get a key or permission or something. But I just traded my fire extinguisher for an axe, and hopefully that is an impactful decision, because I was able to do that. Alright, but I want to find either her house that burned down, or I want to find the mom's house. So we're just going to walk down here and see. What's this? Missing persons posters. What's over here? People outside there. That's the baseball field. I want to find Tammy's house. That looks like the oil place. Maybe I walked in the wrong direction. I don't want to do any of that right now. I want to go search her mom's house. Red Farm. I'm looking at the mini-map. I wonder if I can make the mini-map bigger. I don't know how to do that, though. There's really no, St. Newman's Road. Fast travel. Oh, you can fast travel to the trailer park, the farms, the gas station, the park, or the police station. That's kind of cool that you can use the road signs to do that. Let's go to the gas station. Isn't that where her dad was? Alright, this is the gas station. That's the edge of town. Alright, let's go in the gas station. Maybe talk to her dad. Missing persons posters. Tammy Taylor.
I'll wait a couple of weeks. It'll be cheaper.
Wait a couple of weeks, it'll be cheaper. Can't interact with anything. This must be her dad.
Hi, I'm Detective Sammy Jukes. I'd like to ask you a few questions about Tammy Taylor's disappearance.
Welcome to Twin Lakes, Detective.
He seems perky, considering his daughter's missing.
Could you tell me your name and address?
Certainly. Rick Taylor, at your service. You can find me at the end of the Williams Road, if I'm not at work, which doesn't happen often. It's right near the big lake. Best house in town. Can't miss it.
What can you tell me about Twin Lakes?
It's a quiet little town. Lived here all my life. Never saw anything bad happen.
He seems very perky. Nothing bad happens. My daughter's just missing.
What can you tell me about yourself?
I'm Rick Taylor, as you know. I own this gas station. I'm also building those lake houses you might have seen. You might say I'm the town entrepreneur. Not that there's much competition.
Lake House is right next to an oil pipeline. Interesting.
That's right. You can fill your boat up right from the source. I'm just fooling around. There won't actually be any fuel stations. People are very litigious these days.
What can you tell me about Tammy Taylor, the missing woman?
She's my daughter. I know you will follow any leads regardless of what I say. But I don't think my daughter is missing. My wife is overreacting, as always. Tammy always had a bad habit of running away for a few days and coming back like nothing even happened.
Any idea where she might be this time?
If you ask me, I'd say she's currently visiting some college friends.
Do you know which friends?
Not really. If you think it would help, feel free to search her old room at our house. Just take a left before you enter the main street, and it'll take you right to our house.
A left before Main Street. Let's see if I remember that.
Have you seen or heard anything unusual lately that might be related to Tammy's disappearance?
There was this big commotion about her house burning down a few days ago.
You don't seem too worried, sir.
Now, I'm not saying she did it herself, although knowing my daughter, she may have done a burning the ships move, a promise to herself that she's never coming back here again. She's dramatic like that. Anyway, I own the land. We won't be pressing charges.
I'm not loving this guy.
Who would know more about Tammy?
You can talk to Sam, the mayor's daughter. Your name is also Sam.
Yeah.
2 Sams working the big case.
Yep.
I have a friend named Rick, too. Great guy.
What a weirdo.
What do you suspect happened to Tammy?
I suspect she'll be back in no time.
What can you tell me about the No More Oil group?
Just some kids trying to anger their parents. No need to worry about them. Apparently, adulthood starts at 35 these days.
Okay, that's a funny joke.
Do you know anything about Tammy's house burning down?
She wanted to move out and stand on her own legs. Unlike my other daughter, who's content to live off me forever. Anyway, don't worry about the fire. It was just an old trailer. She wasn't even inside. Nothing of value was lost.
An old trailer. So it must be at the trailer park. So we could go to the parents' house or we could go to the trailer park. If we go to the parents' house, we might talk to the sister. Williams Road. Isn't this where they said they lived? Said all the way at the end. Let's see. Let's see if I'm remembering correctly. So I did receive a key to this game for free, so I'm very grateful to the studio for allowing me to do that so that I can show you guys this game and decide if it's something that you guys are interested in. I think it's a fun game so far. I wish I could slow down the motion sensor a little bit, which I probably will. I think it's this one. I think it's this house. Rick and Karen Taylor. Yep, this house right here. So I'm very grateful that I was able to get a copy of this game so that I can take a look at it, show you guys what you think. Personally, the first person's bothering me a little bit, but it's a first person game, so if that doesn't bother you, and I might be able to slow it down a little bit more also. I can see a couple of things so far that might be able to be...
Gas for the motor.
Gas for the motor. I'm just going to take their gas can. So for a cop who supposedly follows all the rules, I'm just picking stuff up and stealing it left and right. I wonder if that's going to make a difference, me picking stuff up, walking away with it. So there are things like that that I can consider might make a difference in terms of this choices matter. What I pick up, which areas I go to first, you know, so if I'm able to put out the fire or if I'm able to use the gas for whatever it's used for, you know, that kind of stuff. So I can definitely see some options. So I'm hoping that there's some subtlety there, but there may also be some more overt as you get, you know, through the game a little bit more. I'm just going around, checking the outside. Don't you always check the outside first? Alright, I'm gonna go back into my settings and see if I can slow this down just a little bit. I'll be right back. Alright, so I don't know if that helped, but I guess we're gonna see if that helps. I like how I just walked in. I didn't even try to knock. I know the daughter, like, lives here. Didn't he say? My other daughter's gonna mooch off me forever. I do like the music too. I don't like that it just randomly like stops when you go into a conversation. It'll just stop abruptly, but I do like the music, the detective music, and then the ambient music outside.
Tammy's paintings were taken out of their frames.
I wonder why. Nobody leaves their fridge door open like that. Nobody does that. My fridge actually beeps at me if I do that. There's a... What is making that? What's... Oh, it's from the other side of the wall. Haha, just kidding. This is the door that goes outside? Yeah. Tammy's paintings were taken out of their frames. Alright. No more oil. I like how they have that picture framed. What's over here? Just a little half bath. Anything in here? Anything in here? Probably not. Probably not. We're gonna search the whole house. They gave us permission to be here. What's in here?
Tammy's paintings were taken out of their frames.
Okay. I'm not gonna check the laptop. It's not glowing. Okay. I'm just gonna leave all the doors open. Why not? That's what normal people do, isn't it? This must be the daughter's room. The other daughter. Mary Lynn Taylor. Home. I await your arrival. Life without you is meaningless. I'm dying. From Diego. Maria, my love, I cannot live in this hellhole a minute longer without you. You must find some money to come to Spain and live with me. I arranged for everything. You only need to send the money to my account and I'll buy you the tickets myself. Send the money to me and I'll buy you them. From Diego, life without you is meaningless. Maria Lina, love of my life, your messages pour into my heart like sangria on a hot summer day. That's a little cheesy. Life without you is like a chorizo without garlic. You are sweeter than churros dipped in hot chocolate. They just really poured it all in there, right? Sangria, chorizo, churros, paella. I'd even put eggs in my paella to spend 1 minute together with you. Send some dollars to my account so that I can come visit you, mi amor. I am dying. Maria, I can't bear this life without you any longer. If we can't find money to be together soon, I will kill myself. There's no dates on these, so I don't know which ones came first, but Diego wants money, and apparently he's suicidal. For Mary Lynn Taylor, which of course he calls her Maria. Maria Lina, not Mary Lynn. Alright, well, she must not be home. I want to go this way. Bathroom. Does that say drink it? It looks like a bleach bottle and it says drink it bleach. Oh. They really did put a lot of little details in here though. I like that. I do like all the little details. Alright, what's over here? What's over here? Twin Trees, a Slap Johnson mystery. Somebody likes mystery novels. Maybe this is Tammy's old room? Yeah. Jean-Pierre Jean School of Arts. She got a Bachelor of Arts. Her with the puppy dog. Hiking. Painting. Okay, what's this? Twin Lakes Drug Rehabilitation Center. A discharge for Tammy Taylor. Short-term opioid abuse. Discharged to home. Care provider Angela Carter. Diagnosis. Patient was diagnosed with opioid withdrawal. 14-day treatment program was administered in accordance with the State Department of Social Services. And it was free. So we should go to the rehab center and talk to Angela. Because apparently Tammy had a little opioid problem. I'm assuming if I click this read button at the top that it will say this all out loud, but I don't want to do that right now. But it's nice to have that option.
To rehab.
Thank you, Sammy. For stating the obvious, you average detective. Oh boy, that's a real life photograph. Okay, so I think we found what we could in this house. Her paintings were taken out of the frames, and apparently she went to rehab. Here, let's close this door behind us at least. There we go. So, do we want to go to the rehab center? Do we want to go to the oil field? I want to go to her trailer. So let's fast travel to the trailer park. Check that out and see. I mean, these are the first places it mentions to you, so that's where I want to go first. So we are looking for a burnt down trailer. This one, I'm assuming. Let's check it out. I like how the mailbox wasn't touched. Just the inside.
A burnt up device.
A what? New journal entry. How do I get to my journal? I don't know how I get to my journal. I didn't hear what he said.
I can pry open doors with this.
I can pry open doors with a crowbar. Yes, you can, Sammy.
Tammy's paintings were burned.
Tammy's paintings were burned. How do I get to my journal?
Tammy's paintings were burned.
Tammy's paintings were burned. I like how there's no roof whatsoever. The whole thing collapsed. So I picked up a crowbar and I picked up something else, which apparently went in my journal that I don't know how to access. And her paintings were burned. So let's talk to the other people here at the trailer park. Can I knock on the door? Hello? Hello? No? Nope. Can't. I guess I need a key or something. Okay, what about you over here? Oh, this door is open. Okay. Can I go in? The hell is this? Certified Type X drywall. What did I walk into here? Alright, well that must be locked. I'm assuming when that is coming up that I need a key or something. Alright, well the door was open, but there's nothing in there. Yet. There is a bike out front, so somebody must live there or something. Be staying there anyway.
This house is empty.
So can I get a search warrant for it?
I need to get permission or obtain a warrant to enter this house.
I don't want to enter. I want to knock on the door. It's a small town. People are home during the day. Okay. Gotta get a warrant, but I have no probable cause. Where do I want to go next then? Wait, what? Welcome to your dream home. Rick Taylor Real Estate. Breathtaking views. Electrified bear fence and more. Well, you know, if you need it, you need it. Is this an office or? Right, he's not here because he's at the gas station. I'm just gonna walk into the business though. He left his computer open, of course he did. Rick Taylor from Nikolai Yeltsin. Howdy, comrades. Just joking. I've been following the news. I know you're capitalists now. So why not take advantage of a great investment opportunity in America for a real cheap price? You can own a piece of the American dream. Check the attachments for details and get back to me while the houses are still available. Rick Taylor, Real Estate Tycoon. And then to the Jinbao Group. Konnichiwa, folks. I'm Rick Taylor with Rick Taylor Real Estate. I'm here to tell you about a great business opportunity. Don't want your hard-earned Chinese dollars to go to waste, do you? Well, come down to America and get a taste of the good life. I'm holding one of the best houses specially for your company. You won't regret taking a look at these houses. And to the Alzabek Holdings. Hey there, you rich people. Aren't you bored of that desert heat? Of course you are. Well, come down to Twin Lakes and buy yourself a luxury lake house. It rains here all the time. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Do you guys know anybody like that in person? Because I don't, and if I did, I don't know what I would think about that. Is there anything down here? I mean, construction sites. Suspicious, right? Isn't that? Building lake houses. Very close together. Moose Lake. Swimming strictly prohibited. That looks like a chicken. I know it's supposed to be a duck or something, but it looks like a chicken. I like the sound effects. Listen to that. While you're walking on the wet ground, it makes the wet, soggy sounds. I do like that. I really do like the attention to detail in this game, right? From the corny signs to the sound effects. I really do like all of that. I think those are nice touches, and I think they make the game feel more immersive. Alright, this is Earth is dying, no more oil. Nature's under attack, no more oil. So this, if you look at the mini-map, is the no more oil office. So let's go in here and see. Lots of picket signs, some desks. No more oil manifesto. Our chief goal is to stop. Actually, let's try the read button at the top and see how it goes. Oh no, it just makes it in an easier to read format. Never mind. No more oil manifesto. Our chief goal is to stop the use of oil. Our second chief goal is to stop the construction of the Rocky Mountains XXL pipeline. Our third chief goal is to protect our forests. Also, a very important goal is to make sure Twin Lakes isn't destroyed. Ducks. Ducks also need protection. All members must memorize our chief goals. More to be added. Number 7. No making fun of anyone for being skinny or bald. 8. Everybody must obey the non-leader gray. Alright. Love that.
This looks dangerous.
Yeah, and it's facing the door. You walk in the door, and there's a shotgun facing right at you. That, with bullets right next to it. You see? There's cartridges right there. Bullets. Alright, I don't know if any of you ever grew up around guns, but I did. And you store the firearm and the ammunition separately. And you definitely don't store it out in the open like this, but you do not store them together. Not unless you're just about to use it.
I'll never stop fighting for the environment.
Alright.
Hi, I'm Detective Sammy Jukes. I'd like to ask you a few questions about Tammy Taylor's disappearance.
Ah, the theater begins.
The theater begins. Oh boy. Let's start at the beginning.
Could you tell me your name and address?
I'm Greg Williams, and I live at Old Mill Road next to this office. That's all I'm legally required to tell you. I know my rights.
That's okay. I doubt you have much information anyway.
Hey man, I have a ton of fucking information, okay?
Okay. What can you tell me about yourself?
I bet you already have a huge file on me. The feds always do.
Why don't you refresh my memory?
I'm with the No More Oil Collective. We are here to stop the destruction of our town by the oil companies.
So before I click on the next thing, I just want you guys to look out the window to the left there. I mean, look at that artwork. Look at those trees and the colors. It really is just like beautiful. It's beautiful.
What can you tell me about Twin Lakes?
It's my town, and I'm not gonna let anyone destroy it.
That's very dramatic.
I mean that literally. Once that pipeline is finished, there won't be a town left. They're going to bulldoze the whole thing except for some lakeside houses.
What can you tell me about Tammy Taylor, the missing woman?
She was our everything, man. The face of the movement. She handled all the media stuff.
Why the past tense?
Don't kid yourself, man. We know she's been killed by the oil goons.
He thinks she's been killed. All right.
Have you seen or heard anything unusual lately that might be related to Tammy's disappearance?
Unusual? Man, they burned her fucking house down the same night she went missing.
What do you think happened?
Isn't it obvious? The oil goons did it.
Who would know more about Tammy?
What good is talking to you? You're just a tool of violence the capitalists use to oppress the working class.
And what sort of work do you do?
I tell the truth, man. It's a full-time job.
Alright, he's funny. I like him.
What do you suspect happened to Tammy?
It's way past suspicion, man. We all know that big oil asshole did it.
What makes you so sure?
Paul Stillman, the oil exec. He's been threatening us, sending his brainwashed goons to rip out our posters. I bet they killed her, man.
That's a serious accusation.
It's like Lennon said. You look for the person who will benefit, and bam, it's Paul Stillman.
What can you tell me about the No More Oil group?
We are protecting the Earth. We're the last bastion of humanity against the corpo-fascist genocide.
Are you the leader?
We're an anarcho-syndicalist commune. You can't lead an idea. You can only share it.
Where is that from?
It's all original, man. I'm a fucking poet.
What can you tell me about the oil pipeline construction in town?
It's all the fucking chemicals. They made my hair fall out. I used to have thick, luscious hair, like a horse's mane.
Yeah, that seems important.
It is. How are we supposed to live up to these unattainable male beauty standards? Skinny, balding vegan men are discriminated against all the time.
We were talking about the pipeline.
It's the establishment, man. They're all part of it. The oil pipeline is just the start.
I love the writing. It's so funny.
Do you know anything about Tammy's house burning down?
It's obvious the oil company goons set that fire. It's a classic suppression tactic. They did the same thing back in the 20s.
What do they do?
They burned down my tent back in 21.
Ha, those 20s.
I'm never going back to Burning Man.
What do you know about Tammy's stay in rehab?
She never mentioned it.
I wonder if talking about some of these things, like Tammy's stay in rehab, Tammy's paintings, etc., I wonder if these things, because you see how they have a different color in the background, and these are the things based on the evidence we found. So letting certain people know about her rehab, I wonder if that could change things, right? Like the person who took her, if she's not already deceased, then maybe certain things will make her seem like more of a threat or less of a threat, or if it will make people leave town, you know? These are some of the things that I wonder if they could impact the choices matter. So this is just a first impression, so we're not going to be able to see all of the results of these. These are the things that make me think about that. If you're playing this game, you may not want to click on all of these. You may want to form a character, right? Your character, Sammy Jukes, is kind of a blank slate, so, you know, you can decide how you want to play him.
Some of Tammy's paintings are missing. Have you seen them?
I don't pay attention to small stuff.
Do you have a license for that shotgun?
I don't have a license, but I've been getting death threats. Don't leave me unprotected, please.
Don't leave me unprotected. So here is a choice right here. I have to confiscate it, or you can keep it. So this is one of those things. This choice matters, because otherwise they wouldn't give you this kind of choice. He's been getting death threats, he says. But I'm going to play my guy as he thinks he's a good detective. He wants to get transferred to Miami. He needs to get a search warrant before he enters any of the houses. So I'm going to play my character as very law-abiding. He maybe does think something bad happened to Tammy, even though these people, not all of them, are showing as much concern as I, as a player, think that maybe they should, right? Like her father or the sheriff. But that doesn't mean he's going to let people just leave guns and ammunition out in the open.
I have to confiscate that.
Fascism strikes again! You might as well kill me yourself at this point.
So that could be a difference between what happens to this character. It also could be a difference because now we have a shotgun, I'm assuming, in our inventory. And it could also be a difference on how he feels about us and how forthcoming he is with other information now that we've taken his protection.
What can you tell me about this device I found at Tammy's burnt house?
Looks a lot like the stuff they use at the pipeline construction.
All right, so I really do like, see now the shotgun is missing. I don't know how to get to my inventory, so it's one of those things. I like how this game, first of all, I like the outside art with the trees and everything. I mean, look at those. Look at the coloring and all of that. I really do enjoy that. And I really do enjoy that we are obviously seeing choices which matter, and there may be more subtle choices that matter that we're not seeing necessarily, or that I'm not picking up on. So I do like that. I mean, they're not just saying your choices matter, they do actually matter. So let's head over to the rehab center. Let's see if we fast travel. I think if we fast travel to the police station, the rehab center was right near it. Twin Lakes Rehabilitation Center. So let's check this out. And this will probably be the last thing that we do before I wrap up this video. But I want to do something other than just what...
You don't look like you need rehab.
All right, lady. One more puff and you're dead. That's a great sign. I love that. So we bet it's not even that fun, is it? Twin Lakes Drug Rehabilitation Center. So I did some of the things that it kind of leads you to do. Talk to her parents, maybe check out the places that they lead you to. And so this is the first lead that I've gone to sort of. I could go anywhere. I could go to the oil field. I could check out the lake houses more. I could look for more people. There were people sitting outside their houses, right? And so I'm going to decide to follow this lead first and see. And that could change things. So I'm liking how the art is looking for the scenery. I'm liking how you can see where your choices matter, right? So I do like these sort of slow-paced adventure games.
Hi, I'm Detective Sammy Jukes. I'd like to ask you a few questions about Tammy Taylor's disappearance.
Oh. Hello, handsome.
Flirting with the investigator. Very nice. I like how it shows you where your choices matter and that there might be others. So this is definitely a game I can see myself, finishing, doing on my own.
Could you tell me your name and address?
I'm Angela Carter. I live with my mom at the Old Mill Road. It's the cream-colored house behind the town hall.
All right, so this was the caretaker for Tammy while she was in rehab.
What can you tell me about yourself?
I run the rehab. I just work all day saving people from drugs.
You sound very humble.
You like that, don't you?
What can you tell me about Twin Lakes?
It's an okay town. Not everywhere has people like me working for the community. Twin Lakes is so lucky.
Very full of yourself, aren't we?
What can you tell me about Tammy Taylor, the missing woman?
We're cousins, but we're close like sisters. She always got along with everybody. I can't imagine anyone not liking her.
Your cousins and her rehab was put into your care? That sounds like a conflict of interest, but I guess in a small town you don't have much choice.
Have you seen or heard anything unusual lately that might be related to Tammy's disappearance?
Not really. It's been a normal week.
Who would know more about Tammy?
She knows the seedy underbelly of this innocent-looking town better than anybody. I'm just joking. She hangs out with the oil activists. It's her latest cause.
What do you suspect happened to Tammy?
I don't believe anybody from the town would hurt her. If something bad happened to her, it must be from those out-of-towners. Maybe those oil people kidnapped her.
What makes you think that?
It's just like the plot of Angry 88. They kidnapped this brilliant woman scientist because she has so much dirt on the company.
Does she get away?
No, she dies. Tammy would find a way to escape. She's very resourceful. Don't worry.
Don't worry. I like how Tammy's cousin and friend, the person that says that they're like sisters, says, "Don't worry about Tammy. She's very resourceful, even though she's missing and her trailer burned down."
What can you tell me about the No More Oil group?
They're so serious and annoying. I hope Tammy gets over that and finds a different hobby.
You're not worried about half the town getting destroyed?
I'll just move away. Plus, they're paying everybody so much money to buy their land. They offered us twice the market value for my mother's house.
That's interesting.
That's why nobody cares about the pipeline. We'll move away to bigger houses in St. Newman's.
What can you tell me about the oil pipeline construction in town?
Not much.
Do you know anything About Tammy's house burning down.
It was so weird. There was a loud bang, and then it went up in flames.
So you've heard an explosion.
I guess.
What do you know about Tammy's stay in rehab?
You're not supposed to ask that. It's a local town business. Plus, you can't come in here and dig around. You'd need a warrant for that, and you can't get one. It's super complicated and very hard to get.
I can get one pretty easily.
Just don't. She's not here, I promise.
I'd like to see for myself.
So I like that it says when you can get a search warrant. So if we wanted to, we could talk to a bunch of people and then go get multiple warrants, or we could go back one at a time if we wanted to follow a lead.
Some of Tammy's paintings are missing. Have you seen them?
She must have thrown them out. They were terrible. Just some random lines. I love her, but she's a terrible artist.
What can you tell me about this device I found at Tammy's burnt house?
Not much.
Not much. Now, I can't go in here because I need a warrant, I'm pretty sure.
This is a private area.
Okay. I like how she has a pink car and blue and purple hair. Overall, I do like this game. I'm definitely going to finish it on my own time. If you like point and click adventure games, if you like detective games, and if you like Choices Matter games, then I think you're going to like the Sammy Jukes Twin Lakes game. It's definitely something worth checking out, and if you mess with the settings like I did, then you can slow down the first person if that's something that bothers you. But additionally, if you go into your menu, oh, that's how you do it! Okay, I just found something new, so we're going to talk about this. I accidentally just now clicked tab instead of escape. So if you click tab, you can see the map of the town, and you can see all the different areas which are marked. You can see where different people you've spoken to are, and at the top, you can get to your journal, fire personal. You can see the different things about people and things you've learned about them, who's given you permission to search, who has, where you can get a warrant, things that have happened with them. For example, for Greg, where he lives, what he thinks, who he is, and that we confiscated his shotgun. And then in our inventory, we can see our items, our axe, gas can, crowbar, device, and then the notes that we have and such. So this is how you can see your case. But also what I wanted to show you guys was that if you click escape, you can save your game at any time, which I really, really like. And of course, I love that there's a puppy dog. He's so cute. You know, he helps you. If you get stuck, you have an option. I don't think he's going to give you the answer, but, you know, he'll tell you maybe where to go next, or he'll remind you that you have warrants available, stuff like that. And that's so much better than like a sign on the side of the road or another voice actor where you have to sit through the voice lines. But the fact that they have a cute dog out front of the sheriff's office, I think that's so much better. I really do. I hope you guys enjoyed this first impression of Sammy Jukes Twin Lakes. It is available on Steam. I will leave the link in the description below. Thank you so much to the game studio for providing me this free key so I could give you guys this first impression so you can decide if you want to play this game for yourself. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.